Good evening. To improve individuals' well-being, we are going to go over the steps on how to complete a good assessment in the social service worker field. In this case, we are going to talk to a social service worker who is assessing a client who is concerned about how her depressive feelings are impacting her child. Our reporter is currently at the Ottawa Hospital with more information.
Thank you, Danica. We are here with Ms. Pai, who is going to tell us about her experience. And we are also with Gulay, a social service worker who is going to help us analyze this real case scenario and who is going to tell us why it is so important to assess parents who are suffering from depression. Ms. Gulay, can you tell us if an assessment is the same thing as a diagnostic?
No. First of all, hello. An assessment is not a psychodiagnostics process. We, as social service workers, cannot label people. The main idea is to try to understand the person deeply and know what the best way to help them is. A comprehensive evaluation involves the use of instruments and assessment tools. As well as interviewing and analyzing all data collected and from diverse sources. Let me introduce the client, Mrs. Pai. She's a mother who is experiencing some sadness and lack of energy. She's probably depressed and she's starting an assessment process. The assessment will be on her husband, and their daughter. Hello, Mrs. Pai. Could you please talk about your concerns?
Thank you, ladies, for inviting me to the show. I don't even know where to start from. It's been a rough journey. But I'm here, lately I haven't had energy to do just the basic stuff, All I want to do is just sleep all day, all night, Even looking back, it's been a while since, I felt any joy or even laughing, I just don't have, the peace of mind, and nothing, interests me, and every time I try to do my parenting task, I just want to run away and just hide. It's too much for me. It's really it's hard, I can't even put it in words, Even simple things like taking a shower, preparing meals, or even doing dishes, I just can't, And I feel like, I can't even take care of myself, So how do I take care of my daughter? Excuse me, it's very hard. I try to do best for my baby, but I know that I'm not there for her as much as I should be. I lack patience, I just wake up angry, and I lack the patience to listen, to her struggles, her issues, even to take her to places to socialize. I haven't been able to do that, and I feel so bad, for my baby. Lately, she always locks herself in her room and refuses to go to school, you know. She's scared of, you know, just everything, you know. And I talked to a counselor, and she said she probably has a social phobia, and it made sense because she's not going to school anymore. And just to add on, you know, now I'm just looking, you know, back, you know, around 5 years ago, my son, my firstborn, he moved out, you know, and we tried to track him, you know, but we're not successful, you know. We don't have any other information about him, but previously, before he moved out, you know, we had noticed that he was struggling with drugs, you know, and also stealing, you know, from his friends. Ladies, my life is a misery. I have no motivation to live anymore. With my husband, he doesn't help. You know, that nigga is so strict. He's so stingy. You know, he gets disappointed quickly. He doesn't have patience, you know, with my daughter as well. And she's not going to school anymore. And it just feels like the whole house, we're all just, you know, stressed about her decision, you know. And I'm really, really trying, you know. I want to be a good mom, but I just can't. And sometimes I feel like, you know, as a mom, I'm not allowed to fail or make any mistakes, you know. And I'm also very, very hard, you know, on myself, you know. I know that I need help, you know. The whole family, we all need help. So that's why I'm here. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Bai, for your testimony.
I will highly recommend you to go and ask Dr. Thomas, who can explain to you what's the relationship between parenting and mental health.
That is right. And now we are going to Dr. Lauren's office, who is going to tell us about the assessment and the importance of this assessment in this case.
We are now at Dr. Tomas's Lauren's office to discuss more in depth about the impact that depression in parenting can have upon their children. Dr. Tomas, hello. Thank you for being here with us. Please tell us about the impact that depression in parenting can have upon their children.
Sure. Hello. Yes, parenting is one of the most important functions that impact children's mental health. From birth or even before, the baby is connected with their mom, and a mom acts as a buffer against many pressure in life. So, yeah. The breast represents the first object of loss, and this is very important, establishing an important attachment with it. Everything in this period is internalized and then displaced and perpetuated to following objects, such as the mother as a whole. First, the mother as a whole, then the father, the environment, the peers, and society in general. It is fundamental to create a trusty relationship with the world, to decrease paranoia in the surroundings and increase confidence and safety. If a mother or father is depressed, the baby will absorb this environment and will experience sadness, anxiety, anger, and other emotions and phenomena. So yeah, these emotions should be reflected and mirrored back to their kids. This process is called mentalization. So our responses as adults are the basis of human development.
Mirroring back, I guess parents have all kinds of expectations around their children, right? So, for example, when children start feeling traumas, grief, anguish, and issues with self-esteem, are all these incorporated by their kids?
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
Wow, that is truly impactful. What kind of assessment tools are the social service worker going to use when they're gonna work with these assessments?
Yeah, as far as I know, she will apply the PBI or parental bonding instrument to the daughter to understand how the girl perceives her parents, and also a timeline to identify milestones in the parent's life. The idea is to gather information about the context of her and her family, because it is important to understand traumatic experiences in her life and recognize strengths in her. Also, genograms and echo maps will be used, as well as the BDI, the Back Depressive Inventory, which will be explained by Dr. Camila later. But PBI stands for Parental Bonding Instrument, in which 25 questions are asked to children or everyone about how they perceive their parents in terms of parenting style. The scores are grouped and distributed into two axes: care and protection, creating 4 categories: optimal parenting, affectionate constraint, affectionless control, and neglectful parenting. By identifying the quadrant, it is possible to address specific interventions to promote the optimal parenting style. In terms of prevalence, we can see that 24 of mothers suffer depression and 16 of fathers. It is a high number of people, so detecting depression in parents and understanding the impact on their kids is crucial. PBI is a short questionnaire that could be even self-applied. This test is a good combination with the BDI.
Thank you, Doctor. Your inputs are highly valued. And we're also continuing with Dr. Camila, who is traveling and very busy right now. However, she's going to give us some inputs on these issues that Dr. Lawrence mentioned from Thailand. So with you, Dr. Camila.
Thank you so much. I was very busy, to be honest. But I have a couple of minutes to explain BDI and why its use is important and summarize the attachment theory. BDI stands for Back Depression Inventory, and it's a short questionnaire of 21 questions that permit screening the level of depression. The idea is not to diagnose with just the instrument, but to have a broad idea of the severity of the symptoms and to refer the client to a specialist. It is very simple, and the score table shows the category of the mental state of the person. Nurture is indispensable, and parents with depression experience difficulties connecting with their children. The idea is to foster secure attachments, provide emotional support, and strengthen attachment bonds with each other. One of the objectives is to improve self-awareness in parenting functions and seek support for healthy emotional development.
And we are going back to Danica, who is going to give us some crucial information, while Mrs. Pai and Gulai will start the process of assessment.
Thank you, Kata. We will now be moving on to the interactive part of this presentation. The class will receive copies of each of these tests, and you can assess each other in pairs. The team will explain what we are going to do now, and then we'll come back with the results and analysis of this case scenario.